You can sense them before they even speak. Their energy enters the room like static, subtle at first, almost invisible, but your intuition catches it before logic does. You feel it in the tension behind their smile, in the way their words glide too smoothly, in the way their eyes linger as if calculating your soul. For most people, this is just a fleeting moment of unease. But for you, dear INFJ, it's a silent alarm. Because you know, your energy has always been a magnet for both light and shadow. You have walked through life not just seeing people, but feeling them, their hopes, their lies, their pain hidden behind layers of practiced masks. You've always been drawn to understand, to heal, to bring peace to the chaos of others. But that same light, your rare emotional intelligence, your quiet empathy, your unshakable authenticity, attracts a type of darkness that feeds on it. This video is not about fear. It's about awareness. Because INFJs, with your open heart and sharp intuition, you must understand that not everyone who smiles at you comes with good intentions. Some are drawn to your warmth because they lack their own. Some will study your soul, mimic your kindness, and slowly drain your spirit until you forget who you were before they arrived. 1. The emotional parasite. They are not evil, but they are empty. They come to you with stories of pain, heartbreak, chaos, and loneliness, and something inside you responds instinctively. The healer, the empath, the fixer. You lean in, you listen, you offer comfort that feels like sunlight on their frozen heart. They feel seen for the first time, and you feel needed. But over time, something begins to shift. Their pain never heals, their stories never change, and their chaos starts to feel like home. You start waking up tired, drained, confused, and slightly resentful, yet you can't quite walk away because you've tied your worth to their healing. INFJ, beware of the emotional parasite. The person who sees your empathy not as a gift, but as a source of endless emotional fuel. They will make you believe that your purpose is to rescue them, when in truth, their survival depends on keeping you trapped in their emotional web. Remember, your compassion is medicine, but even medicine loses its power when it's overused. Learn to love without losing yourself. Protect your peace even when it feels cruel to do so. Because not every broken person is meant to be healed by you. 2. The charismatic manipulator. They enter your life like a whirlwind, confident, magnetic, intoxicating. You feel their energy before they even touch you. They know what to say, how to say it, and exactly which emotional strings to pull. At first, it feels like destiny. You find yourself opening up faster than you ever have, feeling understood in ways that almost scare you. But slowly, beneath that charm, you begin to sense something off, a subtle manipulation masked as affection, a guilt-tripped silence when you try to set boundaries, a strange emptiness in their eyes when you express vulnerability. The charismatic manipulator doesn't seek connection, they seek control. They study you like a puzzle, finding the exact combination of words, gestures, and emotions to make you depend on them. They thrive on your loyalty because they know you won't leave easily. For the INFJ, this is one of the hardest lessons to learn, that not everyone who understands your soul deserves access to it. Your intuition may whisper warnings early on, but your empathy often overrules it, convincing you that if you just love them right, they'll change. But love cannot fix manipulation. It only feeds it. When their admiration turns into subtle control, walk away. When their warmth turns cold the moment you say, no, believe them. The greatest act of self-love for an INFJ is learning that protecting your heart does not make you selfish, it makes you free. 3. The mirror mask. You've met this one before, the person who reflects everything you are. They like what you like. They speak like you. They finish your sentences. You feel an instant connection so deep that you begin to think you've found your soul twin. But beneath this uncanny mirroring lies something sinister, not admiration, but imitation. The mirror mask doesn't see you as a person, they see you as a template. They study your mannerisms, your values, your emotional tone, and begin to become you. It feels flattering at first, until you start to feel erased in your own reflection. INFJs, because your energy is so distinct, your empathy, your sensitivity, your insight, it often attracts those who lack identity of their own. These people cling to your personality as a way to borrow stability. But eventually, their borrowed version of you starts to clash with your truth, and the relationship collapses under the weight of unspoken resentment. Beware of those who mimic your light but never nurture their own. True connection is not imitation, it's resonance. The right people won't copy your soul to feel alive. They'll honor your uniqueness while standing firmly in theirs. 4. The victim of every story. They always have an excuse. The world is cruel. People are unfair. Nothing ever works out for them. They carry a heavy sadness that tugs at your heart, and your natural instinct is to help, to encourage, to give them hope. But over time, you begin to notice a pattern. Every solution you offer is rejected, every suggestion dismissed, every kindness taken but never appreciated. The victim of every story doesn't seek healing, they seek sympathy. They thrive on the attention that comes from suffering, and when you stop rescuing them, they accuse you of abandoning them. INFJs, your empathy is powerful, but it can easily become a weapon against you when used by someone who refuses to take responsibility for their life. They'll drain your emotional energy under the illusion of helplessness, and before long, you'll start to feel guilty for not saving them, as if their pain is somehow your fault. Let go. You are not responsible for fixing those who choose to stay broken. Your empathy should uplift, not imprison. True healing only happens when both souls are willing to grow, and if they are not, then walking away is not cruelty, it's wisdom. 5. The jealous confidant. They love your light, until it starts to outshine theirs. At first, they seem like your biggest supporter. They celebrate your victories, listen to your dreams, and share your laughter. But slowly, their praise turns into backhanded compliments, their warmth turns cold when you succeed, and you start feeling the weight of an invisible competition you never signed up for. The jealous confidant pretends to love you, but secretly resents the parts of you that remind them of their own insecurities. They will subtly undermine your confidence, planting seeds of doubt wrapped in concern. Are you sure you can handle that? You've changed a bit lately. I just miss the old you. INFJ, beware. Envy often hides behind friendship. You have an aura that shines without trying, and people who live in comparison will either idolize or despise you, sometimes both at once. Their hidden jealousy will make you question your worth, your intentions, and even your right to be happy. You must understand this truth. Your light does not dim someone else's unless they are living in darkness. Protect your energy by surrounding yourself with people who don't just clap for you, they grow with you. 6. The silent controller. They don't yell, they don't demand, they don't argue, they manipulate through silence. At first, you interpret their calm demeanor as emotional maturity, but soon you realize that their silence is not peace, it's punishment. When you set a boundary, they withdraw affection. When you express emotion, they go cold. When you try to talk, they say, "You're overreacting." This is one of the most dangerous types for an INFJ, because it preys on your introspection. You begin to overanalyze every word you said, every gesture, every moment, believing you must have done something wrong. They turn your sensitivity against you, using your self-awareness as a leash to control your behavior. INFJs, you must remember this: not every silence is sacred. Some silences are meant to dominate. The silent controller knows that emotional distance hurts you more than any argument could, and they use that knowledge to keep you small, apologetic, and compliant. Break the cycle. Real love communicates. Real respect listens. When silence becomes a weapon, your withdrawal becomes your shield. 7. The false empath. This one is the hardest to spot, because they look like you. They talk about kindness, authenticity, emotional depth, and spirituality. They post quotes about empathy, healing, and energy. They mirror your values so well that you feel instantly safe. But something doesn't sit right. Their empathy feels performed. Their compassion feels conditional. The false empath is the wolf dressed in emotional understanding. They use empathy as a tool to manipulate perception, to appear pure, wise, or trustworthy, but their true intention is control. They will weaponize your own moral compass against you, making you feel guilty for not being endlessly forgiving, or selfish for setting limits. INFJs often fall for this illusion because you want to believe in good intentions. You crave authenticity so deeply that when someone imitates it, it feels like home. But pay attention. Real empathy doesn't demand recognition, it flows naturally. Beware of the person who constantly talks about their kindness but rarely demonstrates it. Actions whisper truth louder than words ever could. INFJ, your soul is rare, a constellation of intuition, empathy, and quiet power. You walk through life seeing the unseen, feeling what others hide, and loving beyond reason. But your light is not meant to be a lifeline for those who refuse to swim. You are not the keeper of everyone's healing. These 7 types, the emotional parasite, the charismatic manipulator, the mirror mask, the victim, the jealous confidant, the silent controller, and the false empath, are drawn to you for one reason: your energy awakens what they lack. Some will seek to understand it. Others will seek to own it. Your task is to discern which is which. You don't need to harden your heart to protect it. You just need to become more selective about who gets access to it. Because your empathy is not weakness, it's power. But even power must have boundaries. So the next time you feel that familiar intuition, that whisper in your chest that says, "Something's off," trust it. Don't explain it away. Don't justify someone's behavior at the expense of your peace. Your intuition is the alarm system of your soul. It's not paranoia, it's protection. And remember this, dear INFJ, not everyone deserves your depth. Not everyone can handle your truth. Your light was never meant to be understood by everyone, only cherished by the few who can stand in its glow without trying to steal it. So protect it. Guard it. Honor it. Because your soul, your sacred, empathic, unyielding INFJ soul, is the rarest treasure this chaotic world will ever encounter.